All right, we are back for round 6, about to get started. Uh, we're gonna have. We're looking at his phone. Let's not peek on his phone too much. We're gonna have David Rhodes and Josh Newell here, both at 3-2. Both, it looks like, they are ranked 9-10, so should have a winning in.
Should be winning in.
Should be winning in. Top 4 basically get to draw in.
4 is locked. There's an
Four's
extra.
locked.
There's an extra 10 point.
Yeah, or top 3 get to draw in. Yeah, top 6 get to draw in basically, if they all play each other. I didn't see what the actual.
One of them, I think 2 of them got paired down.
All right, we're not showing things on phones anymore, so we can hop in here. Josh Newell and David Rhodes, it should be a winning in. They're the top 2 9-pointers, so the winner of these should get in. There may be another winning in as well, but I know for a fact that Newell is on Mono Blue Spirits. I'm not 100% sure what David's on.
There are 11 players with 9 points.
11 players, 9 points. There are 6 players with 12 points and 1 player with 10 points. So the 10-pointer obviously has to play. And then we see where it goes from there. But yeah, people having to play. It's good for Magic, right? We get to watch games. I don't think the judge has started the timer yet. I haven't heard it. Yeah, okay. And looks like. Oh, I didn't even see.
I think tournament organizer took his precious playmat.
I wasn't even paying attention. Cool deal. I think it's just because the tournament organizer doesn't like him.
I think so too. Even though it's his father.
We may have to keep live here because they're both old and don't know how to keep live.
That is true.
Also, we didn't tell them, so. I know what most of the cards are in these decks, maybe, so.
Looks like mono white humans versus mono blue spirits.
Oh, baby, mono white humans.
Hopeful initiate to start. Not the worst card against mono blue spirits. Against Curious Obsession.
Alright, looks like they figured the life counter out. That was, I believe, Ascendant Spirit? The 2/2, or the 1/1 that can become bigger if you have snow stuff.
Thalia's probably the best 2-drop play for David in this case.
Yeah, has first strike, makes his other stuff more expensive.
Attacks very well into Spirit. I guess Supreme Phantom is a 1-3.
Yeah. And pumps his other stuff too. We're gonna Luminarch. Looks like there's also a Luminarch aspirant on the battlefield.
Make that Thalia be able to deal lethal.
Yeah, put the counter on Hopeful Initiative, it looks like.
Yep.
Swinging in with.
Fantastic start.
No, I'm sorry. There was not a Luminarch aspirant. That's Thalia.
Yep, Thalia's Lieutenant.
and Thalia's lieutenant came down, put counters on everybody, and it's already 20-12. So mono white being on the play, a struggle for mono blue here, pre-sideboard. We'll see what they have. A land go. It does have the mana to pump the Ascendant Spirit.
He also just ripped another Thalia's.
That's not Ascendant Spirit. What is that? Yep.
And
so Newell's going to scoop it up for game number 1. And we'll go to game number 2 now. A very quick 1-0 with some sideboarding coming in now. And I'm not sure what the mono blue spirits deck has for mono white humans inside. I haven't actually played against mono blue spirits in a long time. And again, I don't know if Newell's playing the exact.
I guess Lofty now is a creature counter.
Lofty and Owl's fine.
I wouldn't play that.
I wouldn't bring in shore up. Realistically, Fading Hope, maybe a Faceless Haven, another Faceless Haven in from sideboard if he's not running him in main.
Icon of Ancestry could be the call if he just wants to get his creatures a little bit over, but I don't know if he can spare the 3 mana on turn 3.
Yeah, Spell Pierce probably coming out. There's not even post sideboard a lot that the humans are going to have that you want to Spell Pierce. It's not really a wedding announcement matchup. As hopefully, as this is our round 6 game, so far the feature match area is 5-0 in getting 2-0 matches. So hopefully on Mono Blue Spirits, just for the stream, Josh Newell can pull back game 2 and take us to a game 3, because I would really hate for this round 6 match to be over in 15 minutes. That wouldn't be the best thing ever. As we have our winning in here, and while we're sideboarding, I'll just go over the standings before the round. We had in first place with 15 points was Gray Payne. Second place with 13 was Tanner Sparks. Colin Payne at 13 as well. In third place, looks like they drew last round. In fourth place with 12 points was Jack Warner. In fifth place with 12 points, Timothy Hanks. Sixth place with 12 points, Blake Nunez. Seventh place with 10 points was Aaron Martin. Eighth place with 9 points was Dustin Aites. And then here, 9th and 10th were Josh Newell and David Rhodes with 9 points. Kevin was in 11th. Dominic Danos in 12th. Parker Goff, 13. Jamilo Pascal, 14. Terry Stout, 15. Logan Knight, 16. John LaBeouf, 17, Matthew Tassine, 18, Jacob Watson, 19. They all had 9 points. So from 8 down to 19, all had 9 points. And then after that is our 6-pointers, which they really don't have a chance to make it in. But probably the lower 9-pointers don't either, based on opponent's win record. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here, as this game's a winning in, probably, as they come in with both a 60% opponent win record. Dustin in 8th, his opponents had 69% win record, so if he wins, he's definitely in. Aaron at 7, if he wins, he's definitely in with 10 points. And again, I think because they've played people before, some of the top 6 got pared down to make this a little bit weird. But here we go. Starting game number 2. Drawing our 7s. Both these players at 3 and 2, trying to win and get in to the top 8. Which, win the top 8, gets you a trip to Atlanta in December for the regional championship. Starting off with a Mausoleum Wanderer is Newell. Turn 1. Plains, and David deciding what he wants to play here on turn 1. Looks like he has two. This is going to be a. Okay, so it's Kythian, Hero of Akros. I was wondering whether it was Brutal Cathars or something else. But plays Kythian. Mausoleum Wanderer comes in the air after a land by Newell. And pass. Probably holding up Lofty Denial here. Another Plains. Dauntless Bodyguard. It's going to enter the battlefield and protect Kythian, who will swing for 2. And second main is going to be the Hopeful Initiate again. Or excuse me, that is the Recruitment Officer, I believe. And flashing in a Rattle Chains at instep is Josh. He's going to swing for 3 in the air. What's he swinging for? Okay, so he's swinging for 2 in the air. Yeah, it's a Recruitment Officer here on the bottom that he played. And missing his third land drop is Josh. So we'll pass back over to David Rhodes, who will play another Recruitment Officer. What is that? We'll get. Is that Thalia's Lieutenant? Or maybe Copper Coat Vanguard? We'll get countered. It's not. Yeah, Thalia's Lieutenant will get countered with Lofty Denial. Swing in with the Kythian and Dauntless Bodyguard. The Mausoleum Wanderer will block Kythian, Hero of Akros. And so now, if David wants to save Kythian, he will have to sacrifice Dauntless Bodyguard and not do any damage. He will do that. So he'll kill the Mausoleum Wanderer. Kythian will live and nothing will do damage. It will, however, the other Dauntless Bodyguard will do damage. They'll flip Kythian into Gideon Battle Forged. Looks like he's +1ing on the Rattle Chains. It's been a long time since I played with this card. Let's transform this guy. Yeah, so Rattle Chains has to attack Gideon every turn if you +2 on it. The net +1 is until your next turn. Target creature gains indestructible. Untap that creature. Swinging in with the team now is David Rhodes. Gideon Battle Forged being a 4/4 and then 2/1/2s. Or 2/1 Recruitment Officers. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Puts Josh Newell down to 8. Finally finds his third land. Swing at the Gideon and put it down to 1. I believe is what he put it down to. Maybe it's 2. Setting at 8 right now. And of course Rattle Chains gives all your other spirits flash. So every spirit in his hand he can flash in to block if he needs to. Well, he will need to, because there's 8 power on the board right now for David. I'm going to use the 0 ability to turn Gideon into a creature. And this is going to be a Brazen Bar? No. It's not Shacklegeist. Going to 4 and passing now. Newell will draw at 4 life. Really needs something to put on the board. There's a Thalia now. 2 Hopeful Initiates, and I believe Gideon was just tapped for the turn. I'm not sure what creature that is. He's going to swing at the Gideon, kill it. And pass the turn. That's a Coppercoat Outcast, giving all his humans +1/+1. Newell will flash in a Mausoleum Wanderer. I really am not sure what this 3-mana blue creature is. I remember people playing it, but I don't remember the name. It's something about whenever a spirit enters, tap something down. So he's going to tap Thalia down with that. Has 2 Mausoleum Wanderers now. So 2 creatures have entered the battlefield this turn. He's going to block with the big old Mausoleum Wanderer and pass. Looks to be possibly coming back. We're going to search up and see if we can find this creature. Newell has 4 mana now. There's 3 creatures on both sides. Coppercoat does give ward. Newell's going to swing in. Deal 2 damage. And pass. 2 cards in hand. Against a Thalia, Coppercoat Outcast, and Recruitment Officer. 3 mana up for David Rhodes. He's going to attempt to cast a Thalia's Lieutenant. No, that's not Thalia's. That's Luminarch Aspirant. So Luminarch Aspirant. I believe it's going to resolve. It's going to move to combat and target the Coppercoat Outcast with the counter. We're going to flash in another creature for mono blue. It's going to be another Rattle Chains. Then pay the ward to tap down Thalia. Coppercoat will get a counter. So there's 3 swingers against 3 blockers. Mausoleum Wanderer is going to be 1 bigger because of the ward. And another Recruitment Officer to replace the one that just died and traded with the Mausoleum Wanderer. Both players 1 card in hand. Newell will draw. Okay, so it's Nebelgast Herald. I'm sorry. Nebelgast Herald is a 2/1 for 3 spirit that has flash and flying. Whenever Nebelgast Herald or another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature an opponent controls. That's the one that we were looking for. It appears that Josh has possibly a land and a creature. Does still have 2 Rattle Chains out, so his spirits do have flash. Life totals are 15 for David, 4 for Josh. This is round 6. Both players are 3-2, and it looks like the winner of this match will most likely make it into top 8. With David taking round 1 in fairly quick fashion. with an enchantment now. That's going to be... Is that Curious Obsession? I believe he put Curious Obsession on the Coppercoat Outcast, which is at the beginning of your step. If you didn't attack with a creature this turn, no. He's going to Ossification on the Nebelgast Herald. And swinging in with everybody. And Josh Newell at 4 life extends the hand, and that's a 2-0 for David Rhodes here on our feature match area. And he will move to 4-2. Most likely make it into top 8. And Newell move to 3-3, and that will be the end of his tournament. So we get again here on the feature match area another 2-0 round. But we got to see the mono blue spirits deck against mono white humans. Some good tribal action with some interesting cards like Nebelgast Herald, which is a very good card, but not often played in the spirits deck anymore. But seems to do good against the humans. If he could have stuck some other things as well. Ossification came in clutch there in the end for David. And that early Kithian flip into Gideon did very well too. Got in a bunch of damage before he died and saved a bunch of life. So David moving to 4-2. Looks like he's going to be moving on. And 29 minutes left in the round. It's probably going to be a few minutes before the round ends. And then after the round ends, it's probably going to be a few minutes before top 8 starts. So, what time is it right now? It's 6:23. I would say it's probably going to be about 45 minutes before top 8 starts, but I'm going to be back in here at 7 o'clock to let y'all know what's going on and give y'all a time update for top 8, because 30 minutes in round, I would expect around 15 minutes in between. So I would expect the top 8 to start around 7. We will be back for that.